Good evening, my otherworldlies. Hi, this is Juliana Angel, your Dark Mask Diva. How's everyone doing this evening? I thought I would talk about traits that all bozos have in common. Yes, these are the underlying traits that they all tend to have in common, so I thought maybe if you have a bozo or a bozette in your life, that these things are going to reign true. If you just kind of want to, tick these off of your bozo list. If you're wondering if you have a bozo or a bozette, you might want to tick these off of your list and go, okay, I was wondering. Some of these sound familiar, some, most, all, maybe just a few. Maybe if these sound a little bit familiar, I'm going to talk about what they do. Alright, well, let's get to it, okay? Alright, this is what they basically tend to do. The bozos, bozettes, what they basically tend to do is waste a lot of your time. Yes. You don't really notice what they're doing, but they do tend to waste a lot of your time. There's a lot of, we are kind of wasting a lot of our time. Just lately, we watch too much TV. We spend too much time on social media. We all basically can be doing better things with our time, right? Modern times, we used to do better things with our time. We used to read more books. We used to spend more time with education. We used to work a little harder. We just used to do better things. We've become a lot lazier. I don't know if it's the drug culture. I don't know what it is. I don't know if we're just not willing to do what it takes to live right lately. I don't know what it is, but a lot of us are just wasting our time. We're not spending time with the right people. We're not really just making the best use of our time. I'm guilty of it myself. I wish that I would do better things with my time most of the time. So I'm doing a whole lot of this. I'm really enjoying doing this, and I'm hoping I'm helping people. I know I'm talking about a lot of bozos and stuff like that, but there's not a lot of people talking about bozos. I have a few friends talking about them, but I'm thinking they're not talking about them the way I am. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I can help people talking about bozos the way I'm talking about them. So hopefully I'm doing somebody some kind of service. Anyway, so hopefully I'm doing something good, right? So I'm going to talk about them and explain to you guys that as much as we choose to waste our time, for lack of a better way to explain this, bozos tend to just seem to have two working brain cells. You're looking at them going, how do these people even get through life? How do they manage to put their clothes on the right way? How do they manage? They really kind of don't put their clothes on the right way. Because they tend to wear the same thing every day. Have you ever noticed that about the bozos? They do. You may have a wardrobe with, I've got a gazillion clothes, like a million clothes. And you're like, that doesn't make you a good person. Oh, no, it really doesn't. But certain types of people tend to have a whole bunch of different clothes. Bozos, they may have a closet full of clothes, but they wear the same outfit every day. That is one of the bozos things. They have like two different changes of clothes, but they wear like the same thing every day or every other day. That's like a bozo thing that they do. I don't know if you guys ever noticed that, but that's if you want to keep an eye on bozos, they do tend to wear the same thing. And it's just really bizarre. Sometimes it seems like they never get it dirty either. And the reason they don't is because they don't work. They don't have a job. So they're wearing the same thing all the time. And it's really freakishly weird. You guys ever notice that? Is it just me? I was talking to Zen about it, and he goes, yeah, they do wear the same thing every day, and it's really weird, and I noticed it too. So I was like, okay, good, it's not just me. All the bozos I know will wear the same thing every day, and it's not necessarily a cool thing that they wear. They just wear the same thing every day. They don't have any real style. It's just kind of weird that they wear the same thing. Okay, so that's a freakishly weird thing that they do. All right. So, I know a bozo that just wore the same tracksuit every single day. And I know this a bozo that wore the same pair of jeans and the same flannel shirt every single day. Yeah. Two entirely different types of bozos. But they did that like every day. Okay, so let's see. Bozos will they do not work. They don't have jobs for whatever reason. Okay. They usually have some kind of substance abuse thing that for whatever reason they won't address it. I mean, as you guys know, I used to have a substance abuse thing going on. I addressed it. Okay, they won't address it. They instead they just waste a whole lot of time. They're chronically unemployed, and so they have all this time on their hands. You think they change clothes, right? No, they won't. So they still manage to wear the same thing every day. I guess it leaves them more time to get high or drink or whatever they're doing. So maybe they just go to sleep in their clothes. Who knows what they do? But they have a whole lot of time on their hands. So what they do is they waste all of your time, but you don't really notice what they're doing, because with a little bit of free time that you have, they are actually wasting your time. Now the thing about the bozo is you think that they're a good friend to you because it seems like they are investing a lot of themselves in you. They think that they're listening to you. They think they're hanging around and they're being a good friend to you. But the thing is, you think they're investing a lot of themselves into you because they're investing so much time in you. It's because that's all that they have is time. You know, and because you have so many people in your life that just don't give a damn about you. So it just seems like they care more about you. It's not that they care more about you, it's just that they don't have anything else going on. And it doesn't mean that other people care about you, because, you know, you just don't have these people in your life that they're investing a lot of time in you. And these bozos just happen to be doing that. So these bozos are filling this void. But it's kind of like they're not really filling the void, they're just there. You know what I mean? They're not really doing anything in particular, but just filling up this empty space that's right there. But what they're doing is actually wasting your time, where you could be meeting quality people or making more money, or you could just be doing something else with your time. You could be finding somebody to marry. You could be doing something else. You could be having some kind of side hustle. You could be leveling your life up in a major way. You could be you could have a hobby that is really just completely fulfilling. You could be doing something that just makes you completely happy. But the bozo is hanging around you, just kind of keeping you from truly being happy. Or you could sit down with the people in your life and say, hey, I really feel like you're ignoring me, and I would really like to talk to you about, you know, this communication problem I feel like you and I have. And you could be working things out with the people in your life that you're not having, you know, you feel like you're not having a good relationship with, and you can be talking things through with the people in your life that, you know, you don't feel are emotionally available for you. You know, or you could just be meeting new people who you could form, you know, emotionally fulfilling relationships with. But there's this bozo who's in your life, and it's so weird because these bozos have like 2 working brain cells, but they are managing to somehow monopolize all your time with their 2 working brain cells. But here you are, and you're so smart, and you're so, you know, productive, and you're doing all these things, but these bozos are managing to get over on you and waste all your freaking time. And I'm going to let you know, if you're a woman, you only have so many years to, you know, so many fertile years. So you can't waste too much time looking for a husband and making a baby. These bozos are bugging you. They, you know, for every 9 months that they bug you, you could have procreated with somebody and made a child. You know what I'm saying? So that's one baby you could make for every 9 months a bozo is bothering you. You know what I'm saying? That's one kid you could have had. You know what I'm saying? And that's a bozo bothering you. That's a bozo in your life for 9 months that was bothering you. You know, that's one child down the drain you could have had. that could have taken care of you in your old age. That's one child who could have enriched your life. That's one child who could have found the cure for cancer. But no, this bozo was bothering you. That, you could have met Mr. Right and had a baby with him. But no, this bozo was bothering you. Hopefully you didn't have a child with a bozo. That's even worse. You know what I'm saying? But you have this bozo in your life. And then, guys, hopefully you didn't have a baby with a bozette. That's worse, having the mother of your child be a bozette. That's your baby mama. Ugh. So you have to stop and think about that. That you're wanting to build a legacy, and you have these bozos and bozettes in your life. You may procreate with these people accidentally, or these people are getting in your life of procreating with the right people. We don't have that much time. You know what I mean? I'm thinking, my first husband died. I'm thinking of all these bozos that were getting in my way when I could have been meeting people and having more kids. These bozos were in my way. I could have had more kids. They were bothering me, It's like I could have gone back to school. There's so many things I could have done. I could be a millionaire right now, but bozos were just bothering me all the time. And you're sitting here making excuses that bozos got in your way of being a millionaire. Well, they're in everybody's way. That's why I'm making these videos. Bozos are in everybody's way. Everybody who's a winner, everybody who wants to be about something, bozos are in your way. They really are. They're really more of a problem than you think they are. Bozos are the devil, dude. Bozos are bothering everybody who's trying to make something of themselves. These losers are trying to attach themselves to everybody who's trying to be successful. And they're parasites. They really are. I mean, it's like they are a bigger distraction than we are to ourselves. They're really just, they will just latch themselves onto you and just stalk you forever if you don't see them coming. And you don't even think about them. You're just, you're accidentally nice to somebody because you're doing something, you're not thinking about it. And you might just be one of those people who works alone, and it's just like some person who's bothering you, and you're too nice to tell them to F the F off. And they just seem like some harmless person who's chatting to you. And you don't know how to tell somebody to leave you alone. And then you accidentally make friends with them, and then they're bothering you for the next 20 years. And you don't even know. You don't even know, like how this person became this permanent fixture in your life. They're a bozo, that's why. So it's like, that is something that they do. Okay? Here's another thing with bozos. And I know I talked about this before, bozos are feeders. Yes, they're trying to make you fat. They are. Every single bozo in my life has tried to make me fat. And they've all fattened me up until I realized what they were doing, and I'm like, I gotta get this person out of my life. And and it all seems so innocent, but they were all trying to screw with me, and they were all trying to fatten me up. And it was like, it didn't matter what size I was at the time. I was always too skinny, and you don't eat enough. And I was big, and I was small, and I was, it did not matter, because I have been all sizes. I've actually been really thin, and I've been a lot bigger than this, and I've been all these different sizes, but every single bozo has kept trying to feed me and make me fatter. And it's like, and they were all bozos. And they were all trying to pull the hospitality thing, and they were all trying to get in my head and trying to make me think I was too thin, and made me think I was unhealthy and not eating enough, and just kept trying to screw with me and try to get me not to exercise and all this kind of stuff. Now I'm going to let you know something about bozos. These type of bozos never make a lot of money. Okay, and the thing about them is they want to fatten you up so no other man will want you. And bozettes are like that too. They want to get a guy and they want to fatten him up, and so he can't get away. He just looks like some big fat happy guy that wants to stay at home all the time and not screw around on her. He wants to look like some fat, happy husband, okay? So, Bozet females do it too. You know, the Bozettes and Bozos are feeders. They want to get a spouse, fatten them up, and keep them at home so no one else wants them. Okay, and maybe they're turned on by fat people, maybe they aren't, but that's the whole deal with Bozos. And they're never very ambitious. They're never going to make 6 figures. They may not even make 5 figures. I'm letting you guys know right now that these people are never very successful. And I don't mean to measure somebody's worth by their paycheck, but I'm just letting you know there's a common denominator here. And they want you to be fat. And I don't mean fat like me. I mean obese fat. You'll never be fat enough for them. And they will, you can be half my size and you can be twice my size, but you'll never be fat enough for a bozo or a bozette. They want to keep you fat. They want to make you fat. They want to keep you fat. Okay? Bozos and bozettes are feeders. They are more sexually attracted to fat people, and they want to make you fat, and they want to gaslight you and say you have low self-esteem if you want to have a fit body. I mean, no matter what, there's something wrong with me because I want to be in shape. Because I'm intelligent and I like myself enough to where I want to be in shape. So, I figure them out. So, there's something wrong with me. Okay? And the thing is I never felt unattractive. So that's kind of how, that's why I know that I outsmarted them. So, and I would complain. I'm like, I don't like how big I'm getting. I don't like this. I don't like how slow I'm moving. I know this is not healthy because I'm intelligent enough to know this is not healthy. And I go, I'd like to be able to walk 4 miles and not get tired. This is not cool. And they're just kind of like, why are you making such a big deal out of your weight? I go, because this is not cool. This is not okay. This is, being obese is not cool. I don't care who you are, this is not right. And I'm just letting you guys know, other people look at it and they know it's not cool too. Okay, and and they're like, well, why do you care what other people think? Because other people know it's not cool. That's why I care, because other people actually know better too. And, and the bozos know better. The bozos know it's not cool. I mean, and it turns them on, but I mean, they're doing it to hold you back. And I've actually been with bozos where one time this bozo, because this is when I was thin and I was modeling, and this bozo said to me, babe, I would love you if you're still fat. And I said, if you tried to fat me up, I'd break up with you. And he goes, and he starts getting like this really paranoid look on his face. And I said, if you want me to be fat, I don't want to be with you. I go, being fat is not okay to me. I was like 18 at the time, right? I mean, he was like the bozo of all bozos. Like, you don't get any more bo or zo than him. He was just like, he was like the biggest bozo ever. And he was like the bozo that I was just chronically trying to get rid of. I mean, you just could not get rid of him. He was that big of a bozo. He was just the biggest dummy, and I'm 18 years old, and I just do not know how to get rid of this guy. And he would just say the dumbest stuff, and I would just like call him on it. And it was like, I was so much smarter than he was, but the only thing I didn't know how to do was get rid of him. He just would not go away. And I said, it's really not okay with me to be fat. I go, why did you say such a thing to me? And I go, it's not okay with me if you're broke. I go, so why is it okay with you if I'm fat? And he's just like, I go, you never take me on dates and feed me anyway. Why would I get fat? Call it a moment. I go, why would you say such a thing to me? I go, I really think that you should probably go out with a fat girl or something. I go, do you have low self-esteem? You wish I was fat? And he just got this like look on his face like, oh no, she's not going to get fat for me. He just got this like terrified, heartbroken look on his face. I go, I really think we should break up and you should go out with a fat girl. And he's like, he just looked like I can't even make the face that he was making. I just feel like I can't even make the face. It was just like, I'm too happy of a person to make the face he was making. Bro, it was really bad. I feel almost too guilty to make the face he was making. He just looked so freaking distraught, dude. He was just like so, he looked like I just shot his dog or some shit. He just looks so freaking heartbroken. I said, I don't want to get fat. I go, I think maybe you should go date a fat girl. And he's just like, it's not like I'm dating you for your looks. I go, then why are you dating me? I'm a girl. Of course you're dating me for my looks. I go, are you dating me because I'm going to financially support the two of us? I go, I'm the only one here who keeps a job. I go, why are we together? And it was just like, he just kept stumbling and falling worse into the conversation. I go, why are you dating me? Why are we together? And he just kept looking more and more confused. Just like you just want to feel sorry for him. I mean, he was at such a disadvantage in the conversation. I'm like, okay, good. Maybe we can stumble into me breaking up with him. I'm like, come on, let's keep this going. Let's keep this going. Let's keep this going. I'm just kind of like, just keep, let him put his foot in his mouth. Maybe I can get him, maybe we could get this into a breakup. Let's keep it escalating and keep going. And I kept letting him say dumber stuff. I'm like, okay, say one more dumb thing so we can break up. Keep it going. I'm like, good. Can I just finally get rid of him? Come on, say something so dumb that we can break up. So I have, so I got you on this one, we got to get rid of you now, because it's like, I just couldn't get rid of him, bro. He was just like, it's just hard to explain how hard it is to get rid of those BOZOS, because they just latch onto you, and because they're psycho, dude. They're stalkers, so he's like, well, I'm not with you for your looks. I'm like, are you saying I'm not pretty? Well, it's not that. I go, so I'm not pretty? I'm not? I was trying so hard. I'm like, come on. Get him to, trap him. Try to get him to, like, say something, I kept trying to get him, right? So he goes, he starts, like, scrambling, right? And you could see, like this light bulb go in his brain. You could see it, like, burn out, like Beavis and Butthead. And then he messes up. He goes, no, babe, you're not pretty. I go, I think we should break up then. I'm like, good, I got him. Yes. And then he was just kind of like, oh no, And I said, okay, so I'm ugly and I'm too skinny for you. Okay, I really, I think you only think fat girls are pretty and you need to be with somebody else. Because I go, I'm a model, I'm just going to get thinner. So I'm too ugly and skinny for you and you need somebody else. That's it. I go, you can't afford to feed me anyway. You need to be with somebody else. Because honestly, he was just a busted bozo. I've been trying to get rid of him I could not get rid of him. I mean, he would not go away. He was just like the biggest stalker. I could not get rid of him. And so, and I just kept trying to get him to go away, and he's like, okay, I admit it. Okay, I admit what I was doing. I'm trying to get you fat so no one else will look at you. And I go, I can gain 100 pounds and I'll still have guys busting down my door every day. He goes, yeah, you're right. And he goes, and you're the prettiest girl in town. You know, I'm like, damn it. And I go, why are you saying some crazy stuff like that to me then? And he goes, it's just that everybody says, don't let your girl get too big of a head, or else she'll know she can do better than you. And I go, you and I both know I can do better than you. And I go, look, I go, and he goes, yeah. I go, look, I go, you don't do anything for me. We both know I can do better than you, and you should do things for me, and that's what you should do. You should do better. That's the whole point. Not you should try to drag me down to your level, because I will never be as low as you. So you need to raise to be as high as me. Duh. You know, he's like, yeah. You know, I'm just like, God. I go, you know why they're doing that to you, right? He goes, why? I go, so I'll break up with you. I go, they're trying to get me to break up with you. He goes, why? I go, so they can ask me out. I go, they're trying to play you. I go, you don't see that? I go, they're screwing with you, man. I go, they're telling you to do something extremely dumb. I go, they know I have too high a self-esteem to put up with your little mind games. I go, you will not out mind game me ever. I go, and you ever pull something like that on me again, you could just like, you'll never see me again. So he never pulled that on me again, but he tried to do other stuff. I finally did get rid of him, obviously, but you just can't get rid of bozos very easily. You have to get reinforcements. You have to involve the law if you want to get rid of bozos like that, because you just have to. They're stalkers. And I know I'm telling like an effed up story about a bozo. But you gotta remember, guys, I was a kid, and he was a dummy. But see, that's how dumb they are, but they know how to cling to you. See how much smarter I was than him? And he was in his 20s, and I was an 18-year-old. I just turned 18, and he was in his 20s. I still couldn't get rid of him, though. I wasn't smart enough to get rid of him. Because I wasn't, like, old enough to have enough game to get rid of him. And he was that dumb. But he still was smart enough to cling, and I could not get rid of him. He was a stalker. He was a bozo. That's what they do. And they're all trying to fatten you up, guys. The females are too. Okay, female friends who are just friends, they're trying to fatten you up. Okay, let's see, if they're just platonic friends, like, I don't know what your sexuality is, if they're just platonic friends, or they're just like your lover or whatever, they're trying to fatten you up. They don't want anyone else to have you. They don't want you to date anybody. They want you to like just them. Okay? Your bozo and bozette homies, they don't want anyone to like you. Okay, the people in your life who are bozos, they don't want to be real friends to you. They don't want to give you, the straight talk, like the person in your life is a bozo. They don't want to introduce you to someone good. You know why? They want the good people to themselves. That they're being bozos. They don't want to give you self-esteem. They don't want to say, hey, look, that person you're dating is a bozo. Because they're kind of being bozos. They're like, make sure not to introduce this nice person to, like, Juliana, because that person's going to like Juliana. So make sure she doesn't meet that person. Make sure she just sticks with that bozo she's hanging around. Maybe she'll date the bozo she's hanging around, and I can go out with so-and-so. Yeah, no, that's straight up happened to me, like, lots of times. So they're like, oh yeah, you should go out with so-and-so, the bozo, like, really? Are you serious? You think I should give so-and-so a chance? Like, are you playing with me with this? Oh, he's really nice. Are you serious? Don't be a snob. Like, are you playing with me? Like, are you serious? I could do so much better. Like, are you joking? They will straight up be bozos about it. Like, the people in your life who are supposed to care about you, they're throwing you under the bus. They don't sit you down and have a talk and be like, you know what, you can do so much better. Here, let me introduce you to somebody nice. No. They're throwing you under the bus and hoping that you'll be eaten alive by some sharks. That's really what they want for you, because they only want to meet somebody nice that they don't want you to meet. Okay, they want you to just be with some bozos, and they're secretly in competition with you. And if somebody really loves you, they should want you to just meet somebody nice, okay? Let's see. Bozos, things that they do. If anybody is trying to control your weight, telling you to lose or gain weight, that's people who try to tell you to lose weight are usually narcissists. People who try to tell you to gain weight are bozos. They're feeders and they're bozos. The losing weight people, narcissists. Okay, anyone who's trying to control your weight. Okay, that is, they're trying to screw with your self-esteem. Anybody who's trying to do that. So, you don't want to go any direction with that. Anyone who's trying to control your body in any way, you're going to want to avoid that like the plague. So, any direction, anyone who's trying to do anything like that, it really doesn't matter if it's bigger or smaller. You're the only person who's the boss of your own body. So, if somebody wants to be supportive of your weight goals, that's cool. If they're supportive and stuff like that. Or you're hungry and you ask them to bring you food. And, it's because you're hungry. Yeah, that's cool. They should do that. People who love you, if you're hungry and you ask them to bring you food, they should do that. Because they love you. Okay. But anyone who's trying to take control of your weight in any way, bother you, tell you you're getting too big or too small, get that person out of your life. It's none of their business. It's you. You need to be in control of your own weight, okay? So, you have a scale and you have a doctor. You're the person who's going and getting your blood work done. You're a grown adult, okay? So, all right? You're over 18. You see your doctor. The doctor says your BMI is too high. This is what your blood panels look like. This is what's going on. So you don't need another person in your life telling you, I think you're too big or you're too small. Okay, because it's not their call. It's yours. And it's their personal preference whether they like people with bigger bodies or smaller bodies. You need to pick somebody who likes somebody with your body type. Okay? I do not date people who don't like people with my body type. I date people who prefer people who look like me. Okay, people with my skin tone, people who like people that have tattoos, people who like people who color their hair pink, people who like dramatic dressers. You get the picture, okay? I only date people who prefer people like me. If I think I'm not somebody's type, I don't want to have anything to do with them. And trust me, I will put you to the test to make sure I'm your type. I will bug you. I will make sure. Because I don't want to turn around and find out that I'm not somebody's type. I'm not about that. I don't know. Because it's just really just not it's just absolutely not okay. And I think I said so in another video, if you meet somebody and you don't look like you normally look, show that person old pictures of you and say, this is what I normally look like. And I'm going to look like this again in about 6 months or whatever. Whatever your projected goal is. This is what I normally look like. Are we cool? Because I'm going to look like this again pretty soon. That way they don't think you're whatever weight you are or whatever, you're planning to cut your hair again, or you're planning to grow it long, or you're planning to look a certain way, or maybe you're planning to get a whole bunch of ink done, or you're planning to look a different way. You need to let that person know, I'm going to look a certain way. Are we, or I'm going to look a lot more masculine or a lot more feminine, or I'm going to be a certain type of this or that. Are we cool? Let them know, because they might not be down with the finished product. Okay, because I look, a lot thinner than this usually. I don't look a lot different than this. My hair is usually a little longer. My hair is pink usually. My hair is naturally blonde. My hair is pink. Yeah, I'm a dramatic dresser, and I have tattoos. You can't see them. But in the summertime, when I'm outside or something like that, if I'm wearing shorts, you can see my, tattoos. I'm wearing a bathing suit, you can see them. It really just depends. You just haven't been able to see them on the show. But, really, you have to be a guy who likes tattoos to go out with me. You have to be a guy that likes people with pink hair. You have to be a certain type of guy to go out with me. And, that's just something I mention, when I go out with somebody. Sensational happens to like my type of woman, so, we're cool. So, let's see, BOZOS. Let's see, I mentioned they're feeders. They tend to be unemployed. No matter what size, they always mention you should be bigger. I would still love you if you let yourself go. They want you to be lazier than you are. They don't want to go out. Their hobby is Netflix and chill. That's their hobby. And that's not a hobby, by the way. Everybody likes to hang out at home and watch movies. Every single person. Like I said before, if somebody wants to cook for you, never agree to it, because that's kind of a feeder mating call, and that means the guy doesn't want to take you out for whatever reason. He's trying to be a feeder, or not to be rude, but he doesn't want to be seen in public with you, or he's trying to do a booty call on you. That's not something, and it's not, oh, this is so romantic, I'm going to cook for you. Don't, just have a guy take you out for a night on the town. Because to me, these nights in, that's not romantic. We've been quarantined for the past 3 years. What has it been? Almost 3 years? Yeah, it's going on 3 years. That's not romantic. That's a quarantine. That's the last thing I want to do is go to somebody's house. So resist hospitality. That's just feeder stuff anyway. That's all he's trying to do, and he's trying to get away with spending less money on you. So he's being dusty. Okay, let's just call it what it is. And when I've had conversations with guys like this, they kind of want to discontinue the conversation because they know I called them on something. So I think that's all the finer points. And if I keep going, and I probably keep telling more dusty stories, guys like that, yeah, they don't really know how to take a woman on a proper date, because they basically just want to lure you behind a closed door so they can fatten you up and gaslight you that you're too small and that kind of thing. So, and you're not. So, yeah. So, let's see what else. And yeah, for as unintelligent as they are, they really are smart on honing in on the fact that you do not have a lot of emotional support in your life. They really are, academically, they really are mentally insufficient, but they really are honing in on the fact that you don't have a lot of people that really care enough in your life, and they know it. I mean, predators on a very base level, they're very predatory. These bozos, they are predators. They are apex predators, and they are after you. So let's call the bozos what they are. They're apex predators. So, I mean, they aren't, and you don't realize they are because they aren't intellectuals. And some of them are intellectuals, but the ones that aren't, they are as big of predators as the smart ones. So it's not like, the dumb one I just told you about, he was one of the biggest predators there was. And I mean, obviously, the story I just told you, he's obviously like, almost a subhuman. And he was still, I managed not to be able to get rid of him. And I'm obviously really smart. I still couldn't get rid of him. And it's embarrassing. And he was obviously really dumb. And I still could not get rid of him. I mean, it was the world's most baffling thing. So, I mean, he really was... I don't even know how to describe how unintelligent he was without using language that's that might get me in trouble, like on YouTube. But he really was really not... he was sub-intelligent. I don't want to use offensive language. He was really just not... He was just really not all there. He just smoked himself stupid. So, but I still could not get rid of him. But I don't know how many times I can say that, because it baffled me that I could not get rid of him. But I was just a child, and I was just in too deep. But those bozos, you have to get rid of them right away. I really don't want to hang out with you. When they start stalking where you're walking, just refuse to be friends with them right away. Just decide that you're not lonely. Because they all have that MO. Okay. I think that's about it. Alright, otherworldlies. I love you all. You guys enjoy this full moon. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.